Right, Emma B, would you go so far
Yeah.
as to give a charity donation, let's say?
Yeah, OK.
Let's say a charity donation to an institution, leaving aside, because you're not going to own up to I'd ask someone to doctor my child's scores.
Which I would never do.
OK, but a charity donation to an educational institute, knowing that that might just grease someone's palm slightly. Well, there's a yes.
Listen, my moral compass has never been something you would set sail by, so you might want to take what I say with a pinch of salt. However, look, my take on this is that I am as guilty as the next mum for saying that my kid did all the work themselves on a project at home when we clearly helped them. I am the first mum to sign my little boy's homework book when he's supposed to have done reading, but because the dog peed on the floor and the washing machine broke and I've been working all day, I signed it and he hadn't done it. And I think, that kids have enough pressure in this world without me needing to take a moral standpoint, going, no, you will do the reading and you will go to school and you will own up to your teacher about not doing it.
Is that because you feel that you failed to get them to do it?
Yes, completely. And
right.
most
So
of the
you're
time,
lying to save yourself,
Is lying to say, oh, well, I've made a career out of that, haven't I? I mean, this is the blagtastic woman of the century. I'd be completely fibbing to you now if I said I've never, ever told people I can do things when I clearly can't. Conversational Mandarin.
Right, so you're passing that on to your
so.
kids. I mean, is that part of the problem, do you think? That actually, if you sanction even a little fib, even a little bit of cheating, never mind some of the stories we've just been hearing
doing a bit
from
of a
Ross,
project.
helping out with a project, then you're setting your child on a course to be a lifelong cheat.
Not necessarily a lifelong cheat, but 100%, I think, it's a matter of integrity. I'm a mum as well. I have 2 young kids. And no, I don't. Yes, we'll sit and read. No, I don't help them with their projects. Maybe if they need helping, to cut something or the other. But no, they do their projects, And the thing is, we have to think about that there are other people who will be, burning the midnight oil, studying late. Their parents are up with them. And therefore, by you sort of like greasing the palm for someone, for your child to get in, probably they don't have the capability, whereas this other child has the capability, maybe not the financial backing.
But Maria, it is an unlevel playing field. Just listening to what you... I mean, I do not condone cheating. I mean, nobody's condoning this kind of behaviour that we've just heard Ross talking about. But it is an unlevel playing field, because just listening to you saying some parents help with the project, you think that's unfair. You help with the reading. That's fair. There are a lot of parents who don't even help with the reading.
A lot of parents who don't have books in the house, or English isn't even their first language. There's always going to be situations where it's unfair.
That is true, but there are mechanisms for that, and I totally take on board the fact that some parents don't read with the kids, but therefore there are schools where there are volunteers. There are lots of stay-at-home moms like myself who actually go into schools and help, children with their reading. And so, therefore...
Therefore, you don't think you're giving an unfair advantage there, whereas you think someone helping their child do a project, like
There's
Emma,
a difference with
is an
helping
unfair
and helping.
advantage.
Helping as in sort of like, sitting with them and giving suggestions, fine, but not where, the child comes out with a erupting volcano.
It's a really fine line, though. It's a really fine line, isn't it? It's a really fine line. And I think, theoretically, if your child has an important interview or an exam or something like that, and we know how pressurised, underfunded schools are. They cannot give half the pupils the time they want. And if that means me sitting down and explaining and providing an opportunity to understand something better...
Explaining.
Look,
but doing...
I'm telling you, the number of times I've been at home with my kids doing homework where I've ended up screaming at them, just write 5! 2 and 3 is 5! Like this. It's been like 100 times.
So where do you stand then on things like tutors? That's obviously, you could argue, unfair because some people can afford and some can't.
No, that's totally different. That's totally different because you're not cheating. You're not cheating.
Well, you're cheating because you have the money to pay someone who's expert to help your child.
Having a tutor that prepares your child the same way. If my child comes home, I help them with their homework. I help them with their reading. It may be that I don't have a good proficiency in maths, so therefore I need to hire someone to help them. There's a difference in helping than doing.
I wonder whether when you're, like these very wealthy actors, actresses are in a situation, we understand there's also other professions involved, you have paid from the start for your children to have an advantage in education, whether that's, you know, the top schools or the tutors or whatever. And they just lost the plot.
They just don't know. And what is remarkable is that they're obviously in this massive bubble that they thought they would never get caught.
So suddenly, paying for an advantage just
is normalised.
Exactly.
It's normalised.
Exactly.
But
the point is,
thankfully, both my kids are in a, you know, I'm in a state system, so it's just not. It's not possible. Even if you were going to, it's not possible.
But the point is, they already have an advantage. They have an advantage. You know, your mom is an actor, your dad is a designer, whatever. You already have an advantage. So therefore, why does
because
the
I think fundamentally parents will always do the best they can for the child.
But
They want others to do well. They want to do what they think is the best. Do you know, we've been running a poll asking people about whether they would lie or tell white lies and cheat their kids. 58% have said yes, they would.
No.
57%, sorry, said yes, they would. Sorry, I'm just
to gain an advantage.
57% said they would.
The point is, what I see is that you're sort of like preparing them. You're not preparing them for life. Life, there is a matter of striving. You have to, you know, sort of like practice a resilience.
I think that's fine. That's fine. But I'll tell you what, I am not about to start using my kids to further my own kind of political and moral agenda. My job as a parent is to give them the tools and the opportunity for them to work that bit out themselves as adults.
You could argue that... Yeah, sorry, Marie.
How are they going to work that out if you've already sort of like, you know, you haven't given them the proper tools? So they're going to go and grow up thinking, well, you know, I can just do this or I can just say that and it'll be fine. It'll all work out in the end. That's not preparing them.
That's not making their life easy. It's opening their eyes and giving them the opportunity to be in a position where they can fulfil their great capacity.
Opening their eyes to tell white lies?
Oh, well, you know, hey, look, I mean, I haven't got
No one's judging.
No one's judging. I haven't got where I've got by not being creative with the truth always.
Emma B, thank you very much indeed, Maria
They ended up
Tumolo.
lying on their CVs, wouldn't it, Emma?
Proficient in Excel.
Yeah.
Conversational German.
So what was that, 57%?
57% said they would lie and cheat.
Yeah, a little bit.
58.
Nothing
you
wrong with
see,
it.
you start off by cheating, then becomes a reality. Then caught up with the 58%.
Well, would you
Amazing.
ever lie to help your child succeed, I think is, you know, I mean, would you ever...
Well, what do you mean by lie?
Well, exactly. It's a bit vague, isn't it? Like, would you tell them they're really good at something to help them succeed when they're maybe
Difficult,
not?
isn't it? It's different. No, I don't think I would ever lie to say it for them because you do want them to do it. Funny enough, the other night we were having to make an astronaut's helmet, like you do at 8 o'clock. You need one the next day.
Was it just before work?
And my little boy, my little 9-year-old, insisted on making it himself. And it was actually quite painful, although he did brilliantly if you're watching, because I desperately wanted to go to bed because I was getting up early.
Well, that's
but I
the
kind
thing,
of
it makes
thought
it
that's the
quicker.
good thing, that he is doing it himself and he's working away. So I was very pleased with him. So I didn't cheat.
And did you lie about it, Kate?
To whom? What? By saying it looked great?
Did it look great?
It did look great. I was very proud of him.
Honesty is the best
Never
policy.
lie. Never ever lie.